Alright, it's a new day here in sunny Florida, and we're going to working on a piece of spalted, I think it's oak, but I'm not positive. It was just a piece of firewood somebody cut with a chainsaw, and had a cool looking grain to it, a little bit spalted there. So we're going to try to make a little duck for in my Jeep, little wood duck, if you will. So we'll get him cut out and show you how we do it. Here we go. Alright, so here we go carving a duck. I picked up this piece of firewood. It had a kind of pretty cool grain to it. Being spalted like that, it has a black going through the grain. Still a nice hard piece of wood. Matter of fact, with the Fordham there, it had a little bit of trouble cutting through it, but it wasn't too bad. I blocked it out a little bit with a handsaw. I'm just carving this in the style of like a rubber ducky for a Jeep. So there's not a lot of super detail to it. Just thought it was a cool piece of wood, and been wanting to make a little wooden duck for in the Jeep for a while. So thought I'd try it on this little piece. I was working on that big eagle carving that I did last week's video. I actually have a little cut of it at the end of this. You can see where it's getting finished up a little bit. I have a little bit more of this piece of log, so I'll probably carve something else out of this piece of wood one over after the duck. Just got to come up with something that'll look good with that grain in it. I'm just using the Fordham here to just remove a bunch of wood, get it all roughed out. I just put that real light mark up the middle of his beak just so I could keep reminding myself which direction that beak was going. I turned his head a little bit and I hadn't really defined the beak too much, so I kept losing track of which direction it was. I'm making a little monster duck here. He has a lot of little tiny teeth. I think this might have been a piece of live oak tree down here in Florida, and so it was still pretty hard. The Dremel would cut it okay, but this little micro motor would. I could do the detail work with it, but I couldn't really remove much wood with it. This here's that, I think they call it a whisper. It's a drum bit. It's an 1/8" drive. I just put it on the micro motor there, and works really for sanding. It's like almost like a fine sandpaper, maybe like 100 grit. Just doesn't wear out as fast. Worked pretty good for just taking the bumps off of that and smoothing it out and bringing that grain out in it. I'm just highlighting his eyes and teeth there a little bit around his mouth, and then just putting the min wax, paste wax on there to bring that grain out a little bit so you can see the grain. This is that min wax, and just rubbing it into the duck with a toothbrush. Best application tool I can find for it. Rubs it right down into the grain, gets it all in the little grooves in that. And then just a shoe brush. You don't have to move it quite that fast if you don't want to, but the faster you go, the better it buffs it out. Alright, well, we got this week's carving done. We got the happy little duck done here. See, it's a big smile on his face. Yeah, this is a fun little carving. Cool little piece of wood. I think it was oak, spalted a little bit, and so I'm going to put him in the Jeep. He's going to ride around in the Jeep. Ducks on the dashboard. But just for an update on the eagle that I did last week, I did just put a coat of Helmsman spar varnish on it, and I'll give you a little peek at that. So that's where that's at currently, and it's just starting to rain here, so I'm going to see if I can find a dry place to put that. Anyways, it turned out really awesome, and see you next week. Thanks for watching.